Hello, yogis. Today's practice is going to focus on core and balance. So working on strengthening the core to help us have better balance in these times, right? Yoga really teaches us, it's an amazing tool to have in these times when we can't control what's going on in and around us, in the world around us. We don't know how many more restrictions are going to be put into place, what things we're going to encounter as we go forward, when this is going to end, when we can go back to normal, whatever that is. But we can control our inner being. It's the one thing we have control of is our mind and our emotions and how we react to the world around us. And yoga helps us to cultivate that by just being present with what is. So for today's practice, if you have blocks at home, I recommend 2 blocks and a blanket. I'm sitting on a folded blanket. It can be helpful just for cushioning. If you don't have that, it's totally fine. You might want to use a stack of books. You'll notice that it's about the same height as a block. I have 3 books stacked. So that could also be helpful for some of the postures that we're going to do. Otherwise, you don't need anything, just yourself. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. You could sit in a chair. You can be cross-legged. You could sit in hero pose. Any sitting posture that enables you to have a tall spine. So make sure that you're not sinking into your lower back. You might want to take a minute to just shift the pelvis forward and back a little bit, and then find that neutral place right in between, that little sweet spot. We're going to take Adho Marudanda Mudra. It's just like a fist. The fingers are closed and the thumbs are up, like a thumbs up. And then placing that pinky face down on your thighs, you may notice that you can actually kind of press down a little bit, and then that helps you to lift your sternum and find that nice long spine. So let's take a moment to either close your eyes or gaze downward and start to draw your focus inward. And just noticing the current state of your body. If you feel a little stiff or sore or tense or tired. Notice your state of mind, your thoughts and your emotions. And start to notice your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale and sigh it out. And then just be present for a moment with how your breath moves your body. So as you breathe, feel your belly expand, your ribs expand, your chest expand. And as you exhale, notice the softening that happens. Breathing into your belly and into your ribs, into your chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Breathing in, belly fills, chest fills, all the way to the top. And exhale, chest softens, ribs softens, belly softens. Do that one more time, breathing into your belly, into your ribs, into your chest, and exhaling chest, ribs, and belly. And then gently releasing the mudra, opening your eyes. We're just going to transition to our back. We're going to do a little bit more breath work there. So you can place your blanket aside. Coming onto your back, knees are bent, feet are hip width apart. And just placing the palms of your hands at the top of your thighs, right where your thighs meet your hips. As you inhale, you're going to press into your thighs a little bit. Feel your lower back arch. And as you exhale, lower back softens. So breathing in, give a little press to the upper thighs. The lower back lifts. And exhale, lower back softens back down to the mat. Little bit of gentle pelvic rocking. Keep going at your own pace. Inhale, pressing into thighs. And exhaling, allowing lower back to release. We're just going to warm up the lower back a little bit, releasing tension before we start doing some core work. And then at the end of the practice, we'll also do a little release for the low back. So as we're developing and strengthening our core, sometimes if we take too much load into our lower back and it starts to compensate for any weakness in the lower abdominals, we can feel some soreness there. So just notice the next day or so after this practice, if you're feeling sore in the lower back, you may have overdone it, or you might want to work here a little bit more, little by little over time. We'll start to strengthen your core. And when we talk about the core, we're talking lower belly, transverse abdominis, oblique muscles, a little bit rectus abdominis, but less so. And then our iliopsoas, our quadriceps, our leg muscles, and our lower back. So go ahead and take one more breath here. As you exhale, softening lower back, straighten your left leg, hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a good squeeze. Inhale and stretch that left leg away from you. And exhale and squeeze that knee in. And then we're just going to switch. So reach your arms overhead, stretch in between sides. And exhale and hug your left knee in. On your next in-breath, reach that right foot a little bit longer. Imagine lengthening there. Feel the stretch in the top of your leg, top of your thigh. Then exhale. Give a good squeeze to that left leg. Stretching long in between sides. Inhale. And exhale. Hug your right knee into your chest. This time we're going to engage the core a little bit. So go ahead and lift your left leg about an inch or two off the ground. Just hover there. Notice you can feel that in your lower belly. And then you're just going to lift your head and chest up. So just a little bit. No pain or strain in your neck. If you're feeling that, then just rest your head and just keep the leg lifted. Engaging core here. And then rest the left leg down. We're going to switch sides. Stretch in between. Inhale. Exhale and hug the left leg in. And lift that right leg. So you're just hovering at a couple inches from the floor. Maybe lift head, neck, and chest. You're keeping space here between the chin and the chest. Don't overdo. You don't want to injure your neck. We're just trying to engage the core here. So if you need to, just rest your head back down. And then hug both knees in. Rock a little bit side to side. We're going to straighten both legs now and take your right hand behind your head. So your right hand is fully supporting the back of your head. We're going to lift that left leg again and hover just a couple of inches. And then, right leg, wrong leg. Lift your right leg a couple of inches. You're going to take your left hand, inhale. And as you exhale, lift your head up off the floor, and you're going to reach your left hand towards your right leg. So we're going across the body, pulsing for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Head comes back down, leg comes down. Switch it out. So now left hand fully supporting the back of your head. Now we'll take the left leg and lift it up a couple of inches. Right hand's going to reach towards that leg, little pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rest back down. Rest between sides. We're going to do one more set of 8 on each side. This is a really subtle movement, but you might feel this in the lower belly, muscles right around your pelvis.
So supporting the back of your head with your right hand, lift the right leg, hover, and exhale as you pulse left hand towards the right foot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and other side. Feel free to go at your own pace. Left hand behind your head, lifting left leg, right hand reaches. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This may not feel like a whole lot, or it might, but it's a subtle movement, but it's working really deep into the lower belly muscles. So from here, bending your knees, you're going to lift your hips up and place your hands underneath your hips, palms face down. So you're making like a little triangle between the index finger and the thumb to support your lower back. So you're actually, hips are resting on your hands. And then start to take your legs up into the air. We're going to do 2 versions of this. So choosing whichever one works for you and using the breath. As you inhale, you're going to lower your right leg down. Let it hover. Don't let it touch the floor. Exhale that leg back up. Nice and slow. Inhale, left leg lowers. Let it hover. And exhale, left leg comes back up to meet the right. So you can continue like that, alternating legs, or inhale, lower both legs. You might try it out. Only go as far as it feels okay for you. Exhale, back up. Inhale, slowly lower, and exhale back up. So either both legs or you're alternating, right leg lowering, and exhale back up, left leg lowering, exhale back up. I'm going to do 4 more with both legs, or you can alternate right and left. Take your time. Don't go too fast. You want to feel this, a little bit of burn. Two more, or 1 right and 1 left. Transverse abdominis. And then go ahead and lift your hips up a little bit. Release your hands out. Rock a little side to side. We're going to do a little exercise for the obliques now. So keeping knees bent, shins parallel to the floor. Take your arms out to the side. You can do palms face down if you like. It's a sort of an anchor. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, start to drop your knees over to the right. But watch out for your left shoulder. Don't let it come up off the floor. If it starts to lift, then back off. Bring the knees back to center. Inhale and exhale to the other side. It might help to look towards the opposite, the hand. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Keep that left shoulder down. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Look to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Look left. Inhale to center, exhale over to the left, keep that right shoulder down. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale to the center, exhale to the left. Let's do 1 more on each side. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Keep that left shoulder down. Inhale to the center and exhale to the left. Come back to center, hug your knees into your chest, rock a little side to side, or circle your knees, give your lower back a little release here. And then as you're ready, we're just gonna roll to one side. Slowly, slowly walk yourself back up. We're gonna transition into table pose. Here's where you might wanna have your blanket to pad your knees, especially if you're on a hardwood floor. And then knees are going to come hip width apart. Hands are going to be shoulder width apart. Let's do a couple of cat and cows here just to warm up the spine a little bit more. At your own pace, inhaling, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, look forward. Exhale, draw your belly in and round.
Inhale into cow pose, maybe tuck your toes. And exhale, round your spine, untuck your toes. Inhale forward into cow pose, lift your tailbone. Exhale, draw your belly in and round. One more time. And exhale. Come back to a neutral posture. So making sure that you're not overarching in your lower back here. You want to keep the lower belly firm and then stretch your right leg back. Lift it up, big toe points down. Looking forward, we're going to come into a little balance here. So lifting the left arm. Breathe here, keep belly firm. Find that balance. We're stretching out and strengthening the lower back here. Bring your hand and knee down. Stretch the left leg back. Lift that leg. Again, big toe points down. We're not twisted open to the side. Right arm out. If this is too much on your hand, you can leave your both arms down. Or you could try your fist. Hand down, knee down. Other side, right leg stretches back. Big toe down, left arm. Feel this in your belly. And release, left leg, right arm. Release down. We're going to do 2 more each side. So right leg, left arm, stretch. And come back to center. Left leg, right arm. Reach. And come back to center. And then knees apart, toes together. Let's go ahead and sink the heels, or the hips rather, back to your heels. Walk the hands forward, child's pose. Resting here for a moment. If the hips are tight, you might be a little more lifted. You could take a block under your head, rest your forehead. Some of you might be able to bring your forehead all the way down to your mat. I'm not going to do that because you won't be able to hear me. Breathe into your upper back, space between your shoulder blades, and exhale and soften. And then stay there. You're just going to walk your hands over to the left. I'm going to turn around to face the camera so you can see me. Stretch that right leg out as far, right hand out as far as you can. Come up onto the fingertips. Get a nice stretch to the side of your body. Through those oblique muscles. And then walking through center to the other side, stretch that left arm out, up on the fingertips. Let's stretch all along the armpit, down the side of the body. And come all the way back to center. From here, let's go ahead and come back to table. Walking the hands forward a little bit, you're going to press through the base of your index finger and your thumb. And then rotating the creases of your elbows towards each other. Tuck your toes. Start to lift your knees off the floor. Push the floor away. Look back towards your knees. Release the knees down. Inhale back into your cow pose. So look forward. Exhale, push the floor away. Draw the knees up towards your chest. Bent knee, downward facing dog. We're going to continue this. Knees down, inhale, look forward. Exhale, draw the knees towards the chest. Or your choice, if you like, you can come into full downward facing dog. Stretch the legs. Inhale, forward to plank. Shoulders over wrists. Draw the belly in nice and firm. Exhale, push the floor away. Downward facing dog. So we're just moving back and forth either between plank, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Or cow, inhale. Exhale, draw the belly in. Bent knee, down dog. Your choice. You can always rest in child's pose. The next time you come forward to plank or cow, if you're in plank, bring the knees down, slowly lower onto your belly. We're all going to meet on our bellies. You won't need that blanket underneath of you, if you have one. So coming to rest here with forearms forward, palms face down, elbows under shoulders, untuck your toes. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. Notice here any discomfort in your lower back. And if you're feeling like There's too much curve here. Draw your belly in, so to lift the hips up a little bit. We're all going to do that momentarily, but sometimes that can help take the pressure off of the low back. So if you're able to rest the hips down, go ahead and do that. Press your feet into the mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, draw the belly. Everyone's going to lift the hips up off the mat and hold. And then lower down again. Thighs, hips, belly. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, draw the belly to the spine, lift the hips, maybe tuck the toes and come into forearm plank. Otherwise, leave knees down. So your choice. It could be either place. Respect where your body is today. Knees down, slowly lower. Untuck those toes. Inhale, look forward. Exhale one more time. Draw the belly in. Use those abdominal muscles. Lift the hips. Maybe come into your forearm plank. Slowly lower knees, thighs, hips. Untuck the toes. Inhale, look forward. Last one. Give it all you got. Exhale. Pull the belly in, tuck the toes, lift the knees perhaps. Try not to let your head drop down. See if you can hold it for 3 breaths. If you need to rest, rest. Take care of you. Good job. Slowly lower knees, thighs, untuck toes. You get to rest here. Stack your hands, rest your forehead on the backs of your hands, wiggle the hips side to side. You can take the legs a little further apart. Breathe deep into your belly. Let your belly rest. You can always take your head to the side if that's more comfortable for you. One more breath in this resting pose. And then as you're ready, bring those feet back together. Toes are still untucked. And then hands underneath your shoulders. Roll the shoulders up and back. Notice how that starts to lift your chest. Press into the mat a little bit. Come into a baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Again, pressing down with feet and hands. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you come into sort of a lazy up dog here. Exhale, lower. You can stay in cobra if you want. Roll those shoulders away from your ears. One more time. Press up. Tuck your toes this time. Lift your hips up into downward facing dog. You can always come back to table. From your down dog, breathe. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Looking back towards your thighs. Next breath, we're going to step the right foot forward. You can always bring knees down and then step forward. Or if you want more of a challenge, as you exhale, start to draw that knee into your chest and then step it forward. You need to give it a little scoot. Once you get there, that's fine. Lower your left knee down. We're going to come into a low lunge. Stretching the front of that left thigh. Inhale, lift up. So blocks or not, or books. You can have your hands there and start to lift up. You can take your hands to the front thigh. Breathe. Start to feel the opening of the left psoas, the iliopsoas. And then pressing down through that back shin, front foot, lift all the way up. Stretching all the way to the top of the hip here. Nice and strong. Maybe reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, see if you can shift forward a little bit with the hips, but try not to let your belly cave into your thighs. So we're still staying lifted. Breathe a little deeper. And hands come down to your blocks. All we're going to do is shift the hips back straight in the front leg. Big toe towards your chest. A little stretch to the hamstring. As we're still warming up. The backs of the legs anyway. And then shift your weight back to your lunge. So taking your hands to your blocks or to the floor, either way. Tuck that back toe. Now lift your knee up. We're going to come into a high lunge. So it might be helpful. It's a little challenging to reach right up with the legs spread this wide. You might want to step the back foot in a little bit. Then press down to that front foot. Inhale to rise. Find your balance. If you start to feel like you're going to fall, you can bring the hands back to the front thigh. Breathe. Maybe try that lifting up again. Maybe even take the left hand to the left thigh and reach up with the right arm. Look up to the sky, if that's okay for your neck. Otherwise, just forward. And then hands come back down to the block. We can transition here through down dog if you like. Step back to downward facing dog or to your table pose. Inhale, look forward between your hands, and exhale, step the left foot forward, right knee comes down. So just watching that your knee is in line with your ankle or a little bit behind. Start to feel the stretch and the opening in the front of the right thigh. And breathe. Let that leg soften open on its own time. No forcing. And then maybe taking your hands to the front thigh, we're going to lift all the way up from the top of the thigh and hip, maybe reaching the arms up. Press through that back shin and the front foot. Inhale here. As you exhale, maybe you soften forward a little bit, but again, keeping the lower belly firm. Deep breath. And exhale those hands down to block. Start to straighten your front leg, peeling that big toe off the mat. Breathe here. As you exhale, if you have more space, you can hinge forward a little bit more. Totally up to you. You could also be on the highest level of blocks if you like. Or you can be on your hands. And then we'll slowly start to shift forward back to our lunge. Tuck your back toe under, lift that back knee off the floor. You might want to step it in a little bit. Inhale, reach to the sky. Find high lunge. Find your balance on this side. Draw the lower belly in. Notice how important your core is for your balance. Breathe. Again, if you feel a little wobbly, you can always take the hands back to the thighs or hands to your heart. And then exhale, lower back down. This time we're going to step the right foot forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Maybe bring your blocks forward. And exhale, fold. You can bend your knees deeply if you need to. Bringing the belly to the thighs. Inhale, lift up halfway again. Hands to shins or blocks. Exhale, bend deeply. And then inhale, start to lift up halfway. Bring your hands to your heart. Bend your knees, sink your hips back like a chair pose. And inhale to rise. Reaching arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Sigh it out. If you're not already there, walk forward to the top of your mat. I'm going to face the camera for this. Coming to mountain pose. So another resting pose, but it's an active resting pose. So feel all the muscles, the support of your legs here. Press your inner ankles to your outer ankles. Relax the shoulders down. Lift through the sternum. Take another deep breath and sigh it out. And then from here, warming up a little bit more, we're going to do some half sun salutations. So inhale, reach the arms up over your head, and exhale and hinge forward, forward fold. Bend the knees as deeply as you need to. Inhale, lift up halfway, sink your hips back to chair pose, and exhale here. Inhale, reach to the sky, and exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to do that 2 more times. Circling the arms down and up. Inhale. Exhale and fold forward. Hinge from your hips. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold back down. Bend your knees, sink your hips back, reach your arms forward. Inhale. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale to rise. Again, exhale, hands to your heart. 1 more time. Inhale, circle arms down and up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips back, reach your arms forward. Inhale to rise, and exhale, hands to your heart. Deep breath in, and exhale it out. So we're going to do another little balance exercise. We're going to come to a squat balance. So it's a little different from Mahalasana where we have the knees wide. So go ahead and come down as if you're squatting, knees are forward. You can use your blocks here. So I'll show you once forward and then I'm going to turn to face the side. So you can use your blocks for balance. That can be helpful. I am on the balls of my feet. My heels are lifted. So the first option is to inhale here, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, start to straighten your legs. See if you can stay on the balls of your feet. And then come back down to your squat balance. If you're able to balance without the blocks, maybe bring the hands to your heart. Inhale, press down to the base of that big toe. See if you can straighten up to the sky. And exhale, come back to your squat. This is not easy. So if you feel wobbly or the heels want to come down, that's totally fine. You can also use the blocks. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back to squat balance, rest. We're going to do one more. Press down to the balls of the feet. Inhale to rise. A little wobbly there. And exhale, come back to squat balance. Good job. Strong ankles. So from here, let's go ahead and come back to half forward fold. Lengthen your spine. Look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, chair pose. And inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Deep breath in. Long exhale out. Good job. So come forward to the top of your mat again. And from here, a little bit more core work. So we're going to inhale and reach to the sky. Exhale and fold. Walk your hands forward. So if you're using blocks, wrists are under your shoulders or hands to the floor. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale and step it back behind you. And then inhale to rise. So we're coming to warrior one. I'm going to face this way so you can see. Back heel is down. Front knee in line with your ankle. Hips face the front of the room. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, you're going to firm your belly in. Hinge from your hips. Reach, reach, reach forward. And then allow the arms to come back behind you. Think of the crown of your head facing the front of the room. So don't drop your head down. Press to that back leg. Inhale to rise. We're going to do that several times. Exhale, hinge forward. Arms come back behind you. The feet stay planted. Press down. Charge to that back leg. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hinge forward. Arms reach back. Two more. Inhale, reach up to the sky. We're doing 5. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lift up. Last one. Exhale, hinge forward. Good job. Inhale to rise. And then hands to your heart. We're going to open here into a warrior two. So turn that back foot open now. And inhale, arms, circle them overhead and reach out. Little hip opener, breathe. Slide the right arm down, reach the left arm over your ear, big breath in. And exhale. Come back to warrior two pose. And then forearm to your thigh. Pressing down with that forearm to give you a little lift here. We're opening the chest to the side. Reach that right arm over your ear, side angle pose. Stretching through the side body. Keep some space between your neck and your shoulder. And breathe. Good. And then circle that right arm back down to the floor. See if you can lift that back heel up. So now we're in a lunge again. One fingertips were on your blocks. You might step that back foot in. Inhale, come back to high lunge. One more time. And exhale, hands to your heart. Step your back foot forward. Maybe walk through those feet a little bit. We'll come to do the other side. So we're going to step back with the left foot this time. You ready? Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, walk your hands forward, or they might be on blocks. Lift the left leg up and back, and exhale and step it back. Walk your hands back, so wrists under shoulders. You're going to start to lift up into warrior one. So both hips are facing the front of the room. Hands to your heart. Inhale, lift arms overhead. If you're okay with the balance, exhale, draw your belly in. I'm going to take another big breath in. This time, exhale, reach the arms forward, and then they're going to come behind you. Reach behind you. Charge through that back leg. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hinge forward, arms reach behind you. You got 3 more. Inhale, lift up, reach. Press to that back leg. Exhale, arms come back. Press through the front foot as you rise. Nice strong legs. Exhale, hinge forward. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good job. So we're going to start to open the back foot. So toes are pointing forward or to the side. Right toes are pointing forward to the front wall. And then just watch that this knee doesn't sickle inward. You want to try and keep it in line with your shin and ankle bone. Inhale, arms up and out. Warrior two. So a little hip opener here in the left hip. Breathe, soften your shoulders. And then coming into a little reverse warrior. Left hand's going to slide down, reach that right arm up over your ear. Breath in. And come back to rest in warrior two. We're going to switch to side angle. So forearm, right forearm to the front thigh. Pressing down a little bit to lift you up and twist the chest open to the front. Reach that left arm over your ear. Side angle pose. And breathe. Nice lengthening of the side body. Keep your belly firm. And then from here, we'll go ahead and circle that arm back down to the floor or to a block. You can keep your block. Turn your back heel up, look forward. Come back to that lunge. Maybe step the back foot in if you feel like your legs are a little too wide apart. That will help with the balance. Inhale, come to high lunge. Find your balance. And exhale, hands to your heart. Step your back foot forward. Good job. Breathe, center yourself. Notice if your heart is pounding a little bit more fast, a little more quickly. Checking our time. Good. So I think we're right on target here. We're going to do a little bit of balance, a little more balancing now that we've strengthened our core a little bit. So come back to the front, the top of your mat. You're going to inhale and reach the arms up overhead. Keep that belly firm. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. This is where it might be helpful to have those blocks. You're going to walk the blocks forward a little bit. Reach that right leg up and back. So really press down to the base of your left big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel. See if you can lift your chest a little higher. Maybe take those arms behind you like an airplane. It's helpful to have a wall next to you. A little bit harder is taking the arms forward into more of a Superman. Remember, you can always use your blocks and just stay here. Or bring the hands to your heart. So you have a lot of options. Charge through that right foot as if you were stepping on a wall behind you. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, bring that foot back down. Come back to hip width apart. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Releasing lower back. So this is part of that lower back release. And then inhale, come back, half lift. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're gonna do the other side, so left leg going back. Coming into it the same way. Circle the arms down and up, inhale. And exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, lift halfway. Take that left leg up and back. Exhale here, we're gonna start to steady ourselves. Press down to the base of the right big toe, pinky toe, and your heel. Lifting the sternum. Maybe when you feel brave and ready, reach those arms back behind you, airplane, or even out to the side. I have a wall in the way, so I can't go out to the side. Or reach forward like you're gonna grab something, or hands to your heart. Find that steadiness, find that balance. It's also totally fine to fall. That's why we have those blocks there. When you're ready, release that back, foot back down, and come to a forward fold. Bending your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold again, maybe a little more deeply. Shake your head, release any tension in your neck. Sigh it out through your mouth. And then here, we're gonna actually lift the pads of the feet up and press them down on top of the palms of the hands. This is an option. So if you can't quite reach your hands with your feet, then just stay in forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen a little bit. You may not be able to lift it all here. As you exhale, maybe you can fold more deeply and bend your elbows. Breathe. And then when you're ready, lift those feet up. Take the hands out. Inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, hands down to the mat, walk back into downward facing dog. Lift your hips up high, let your head and neck rest. Knees down, toes together, child's pose. Sink down into child's pose. And breathe. You can rest here for a couple of breaths. When you're ready, walk the hands back up. We're gonna just shift your weight to the side and bring your feet around in front of you. Coming into one more balance and core work, little core pose, boat pose. So I'll start facing you and then I'm gonna switch around, but you're just gonna be on your mat, so feet in front of you. As you inhale, lift up from your sternum. And if you have trouble balancing with the feet up and you just always want to roll back, then I'm going to suggest that you have something behind you, like a sofa or a wall at home. You want to be not right against it. Excuse me, you're going to feel a little bit forward and maybe lean back to where your upper back can find that wall. Take a deep breath and lift your sternum, and then as you exhale, draw your big toes up. Feel the belly engage. So hopefully you're not on the wall right now. And then you're gonna start to lift one foot and the other. If you start to fall backwards, that wall is gonna catch you. You can also start with, actually I'm not even gonna use the blocks. I'll show you with books. You can cheat a little bit and have your feet on the books. But I still want you to draw the belly in. Start to lift the feet. Say hi to Junior. He's gonna get him a shot here now. And then lower back down. So we do that a couple more times. I'm gonna show you from the side without the wall. Breathe in, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, draw the toes up. Maybe take the arms forward. You can also use hands down to the side. One leg up, two legs up. Maybe lift the arms. So it's a challenge.
Maybe straighten the legs. So lots of options here. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Can we do one more? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And come back to center. Give yourself a hug. Wrap your arms around your legs. Stretch that lower back. Go ahead and lift up. We're going to come into Tarasana. So soles and feet together, kind of like Baddha Konasana, but bring the heels out a little further so we have this nice diamond shape. And then just to stretch the lower back out a little bit more. Inhale, lift from your sternum. And as you exhale, hinge forward from your hips until you feel a nice little stretch there in lower back. Maybe come forward a little bit more. Breathe. Inhale, come all the way back up. We're going to do a little twist, further releasing the muscles of the spine, around the spine, and the obliques that we worked earlier. So you're going to hug that left knee in. I'll show you this way. You can actually, if the belly is in the way here, you can actually lift your belly and pull it inside the leg, then bring the knee back up so it's straight up to the sky. Left hand behind you. Inhale, reach that right arm up. As you exhale, start to reach across. See if you can bring that elbow outside of your knee and bend the elbow here in your twist. If it's not going to make it, if it's not going to clear the knee, then just use your hand to hold on to your left leg and sit up nice and tall. Exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. And exhale, maybe twist a little bit more. Come back to center, straighten left leg. Hug the right knee in. Same thing on this side. So we can actually lift the belly up out of the way. Right hand's behind us. And then you're going to start to do your twist. So inhale to lift up, create space. Exhale, reach across. See if your elbow can make it outside the knee, bending the elbow there, coming into your twist. Or you can grab onto that leg. Turn around and show you this way. And sit up nice and tall. Exhale, draw the belly in. Find a little more space to twist. One more breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, draw the belly in. And come back to center, release. We're going to walk the feet in now and come down onto your back. Have your blocks, one of your blocks, or your books or blanket, but preferably something firm nearby. So we're going to come to lie on the back. Knee is bent, hip width apart. And then if you have a block, we're going to lift the hips up into like a restorative bridge, and the block should be either medium height or low height, but not the highest height. So I'm going to use the medium height. You could also place books, a couple of cushions, although you don't want the lower back to sag too much, so if you have a firm cushion. We're just trying to get the pelvis a little higher than the heart. And then from here, we're going to start to draw the knees in and straighten the legs up to the sky. So you want the back of your pelvis fully supported by that block. You don't want to fall off. This would not be comfortable for your lower back. So resting your hands to your sides, feel that opening of the chest, big breath. And exhale. Allowing your pelvis to rest. The blood to come back from the feet, down the legs to the heart. If you have high blood pressure or you feel uncomfortable in this pose, acid reflux, anything like that, because technically we're in an inversion, just bring the knees in and come back down. You could also do this without any props, just legs in the air. Doesn't have quite the same effect of lifting the hips higher than the heart, but you're still gonna have that inversion with the legs and the feet. So from here, start to bend your knees and bring the feet back to the floor. You're gonna straighten your right leg, so let that heel slide out, and then hug your left knee in, just like we did in the very beginning. So if you don't have a block or a prop, you can do this flat on the floor. We're just trying to release the front of the right psoas. So having that prop, that block, gives you a little bit more intense of a stretch because we're lifted up and then creating almost like a crescent shape here with the leg. You can stretch a little deeper, but otherwise you can do it without the block. Breathe. Maybe reach your right arm over your head and stretch it away from that leg. Exhale, soften. And release that left foot down. Bend your right knee, bring that foot to the floor. Slide your left heel down. So you're going to straighten the left leg. Hug your right knee in. Give it a good squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If you like, you can take the left arm over your head, reaching the whole left side long. Feel that stretch in the iliopsoas. And then right foot back down, bend the left knee, both feet on the floor, arms to your side. So we're in a restorative bridge. Just take another couple breaths here, allowing the pelvis to rest. If you want to do an active bridge pose before we finish out, feel free to bend the elbows, have your palms face each other, press down through your upper arms, press down through your feet. Inhale, lift those hips up off the block if you want. You don't have to. Depends on what your body needs right now. If you're lucky enough to have a golden retriever, he might lick your feet for you. Big breath. And then while your hips are lifted, you can take that block out. Or if your hips aren't lifted, go ahead and lift them. Take the block out. Slowly lower the hips back down to the ground. If you like here, you can windshield wiper the legs side to side. And then we're just going to end with a little final spinal twist. Draw the knees into your chest and exhale, knees over to the right. If they don't come all the way down to the floor, you're going to lift them up and place a block underneath. Left arm reaches out to the side. Again, just like in the very beginning when we did that oblique stretch, make sure your left shoulder's down on the ground. If you like, you can turn your head and look towards the fingers, towards your hand. If that feels safe for your neck, if that's uncomfortable, then just gaze to the ceiling. Relax, buddy. Here, go get that. Draw your knees into the chest, and we're just going to take them to the other side. Same thing if you need the block or not. Stretching the knees away from your arm. Right shoulder is going to stay down on the ground. You can turn your head, turn your gaze towards that right hand, or just look up to the ceiling. Deep breath into the belly. As you exhale, soften the belly. Release. And bring the legs back to center. Let's go ahead and give that lower back a nice little massage. So draw the knees in. You can circle your knees together, or if you want to get into the hips a little bit too, take one hand on each knee, push the knees away, take them out to the side, and draw them back in. So you're drawing opposite circles with your knees. They're going in opposite directions. It's a nice way to finish up. And then just reverse the direction of your circle. Other way. Pause. Rock a little bit. And then feet to the floor. We're just going to lengthen one leg and then the other. Let the arms come out to the sides. Preparing for Shavasana. So if you like to have a little bit of pillow for your head, you can bring that blanket, that folded blanket back under your head. If you prefer to have a little roll under your knee, you can do that as well. Giving a little lift to the knees helps to take the pressure off your lower back. So if you're feeling any strain there at all, go ahead and give yourself a little cushion under your knees. If you have two blankets, you could have one under your knees and one under your head. Let your arms fall to your sides. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let go. Feel all the points of contact between your back, body, and the floor. Let your head be heavy. Let the backs of your hands be heavy. Hips heavy. Heels heavy on the floor. And take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine someone placing their hands on your shoulders, giving you a little press. Release any tension in the shoulders. You don't have to carry the weight of the world around. Notice any tension in your jaw. Next exhale, soften the jaw. Soften your eyes. Soften your forehead. Allow your breath to begin to come down to a natural rhythm. Breathing in, feel the body spread like water. And exhale, feel the body soften. Allow the breath to ebb and flow like the tide. Coming and going like waves. Each new wave washes over you. And as you exhale, carries away stress and tension from the body. Begin to feel the air as it enters your nose. And feel the air as it leaves your nose. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Notice the temperature of the air against your skin. Take a deep breath in and fill. And as you exhale, let go of anything else you want to leave behind on your mat. Slowly begin to move your fingers and your toes, maybe stretching hands and feet, or rocking your head gently side to side. Taking a big breath in, reaching your arms overhead. Take a final stretch here. Maybe yawn. And as you exhale, step the feet back in, roll over to your side. Take a moment to pause here until you feel grounded, and then using your hands to lift you up. Let your head be the last thing to rise, nice and slow. We'll come back to a seated posture the same way we started. So you can even go and sit in a chair or come to comfortable cross-legged position, whatever that is for you. And finding Marudanda, Adho Marudanda Mudra. So curling the fingers in, thumbs up. Resting the pinky side on your legs. Rest your shoulders. Perhaps close the eyes or draw the gaze downward. Notice if anything has shifted or changed in the body, the mind, or the breath. And bring the hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, lift the sternum, and exhale, bowing forward to your inner teacher. May you be healthy, and may you have peace. Thank you for sharing this practice. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Peace.